we're gonna learn watercolor techniques. Find the next clean page in your sketchbook. We're gonna divide it into 16 equal spaces. Mine is 2 3/4 inches across and 2 inches tall, and that gives me 16 equal rectangles. Next, if you want to label with a permanent fine tip, felt tip marker, that would be good because it'll be a good idea to have them marked what you did. The first one we're going to do is a flat wash, then a graduated wash, wet on wet, and dry on wet, and we'll go from there. Once you have your sketchbook prepared, sketch page, put a thick paper underneath that page so it doesn't bleed through to the next page in your sketchbook and ruin the next page. And every time you watercolor the sketches we've been preparing for watercolor, it'd be a good idea to put that cardstock or a dirty sketch page in between those pages so it doesn't ruin the artwork on the next page or whatever you have next. Okay, first what we're going to do is learn to do a flat wash. It's a good idea to have 2 water cups available, one to clean your brush and one to add clean water to your pigment. So watercolor is a technique to use to create a variety of illusions, special effects, and textures. You can use watercolor paper, but for our purposes I'll use just the sketchbook paper just so we can learn, and then maybe we can do a final watercolor project on watercolor paper. Watercolor is translucent because there is no white, so any white you need to mask off the paper or or leave that area unpainted. So any paint is pigment plus a medium, and in watercolor the medium is water, so you need to keep your watercolor clean. It was used as early as the 3rd century in China, and the method used today was developed in England in 18th century. Watercolor means translucent, so it's clear. Okay, and we're gonna wash is a thin layer of paint that is laid over the entire surface as an even flat color. So what I want you to do is get some water on your brush and add pigment or watercolor. I have liquid watercolors here at the school for you to come pick up. You're going to add the pigment to the water and make a even mix of watercolor and pigment. And then you're going to just, on dry paper, paint that square flat and even with that color. We're not wetting the paper first or doing some areas darker or lighter. You mix the water and the pigment equally, and now you're going to fill in that space. If you don't want any puddles, so if you get some areas that are wetter than other, you can take your dried brush. Notice how I wiped my brush a little bit dry in the paper towel, then picked up the wetter puddles with that. So you want it shiny but not too puddly, so it's even all the way across, and that's a flat wash. So you paint with the paint already mixed with water. Now for the graduated wash, you're going to get your pigment, and I am giving you liquid watercolor, so they are already have liquid unless they've dried. If they're dry, you just can squirt or drip some water in to wake them up. These liquid watercolors, just because they're dry doesn't mean they can't be used. You make your add water to the liquid watercolor and do a layer of, kind of like you did with the flat wash. But as you work, you add a little bit more water to that. To your paint, and so each time you put it down, it's a little bit more watery. And then you can also get clean water and put clear water at the bottom and bring it up and meet the paint, and then they blend together. So again, you don't want deep puddles of water or paint, otherwise it'll dry uneven and with harsh edges. So you want it soft and blended. So that is a graduated wash. It goes from bright color to more and more translucent till it's clear. Now we're going to do a wet on wet. So with a clean brush and a clean water, I want you to wet that area, and you only notice how we're skipping. We're not painting right next to the one we just worked on, because in watercolor, if you paint right next to the wet area, they will bleed together. So you have to be patient with watercolor and wait for areas to dry if you don't want them to blend together. So I'm making sure that this area is equally moist, shiny but not puddled. And now I'm going to paint some wet, so paint with already blended with water, and paint some lines with wet watercolor. And I'm just going to switch colors, and I want you to not try to overwork them, just put the paint down and let them blend together as they want to. That's the thing with watercolor, is letting the paint bleed and blend and kind of do what it wants to, what it naturally wants to do. So don't overwork it. Just, you can even dab some just drops of color in and just let it, don't try to control it, just let it blend and bleed and run together. So that is the wet on wet technique. Next we're going to do dry on wet. So now you're going to want clean water. Again, fill the area with clear, clean water, not too wet or puddly, but leaving no spots dry. You want it shiny everywhere, but not too puddly. Now you're going to use paint right out of the paint palette. If you're using dry paints, you add water to moisten it, but it's mostly pigment, not as much not as much water added. So this is a mostly pigment painted on. You just kind of have fun with it, do designs, whatever you feel. Some areas bleed in some paint. I probably have more water in it, but you get harder lines. Little more defined. So you can see the difference of how it behaves. So it still bleeds because you're painting on wet paper, but you have a little bit more control of where the paint goes and how it's going to behave. But you still want the paint to do what it's going to do. Don't try to over control it. So that is the first 4 techniques I want you to try.